Well, look at this. All that's been done so far is had its first sanding, and it looks out of this world. Brad, it's already looking amazing.
Yeah, I agree. You got beautiful parquet. It's really nice to see it sort of shining again and looking beautiful.
It really is stunning. So what's next?
So what's next this morning? I've just hoovered out the room.
Yep.
I've just prepped my resin. So we've got our mat here for my old knees. We've got our resin mix, which is a clear porous resin, which we mix with the sawdust. And this is oak sawdust from another oak baton rompu floor, plus the sawdust from your floor that I've saved. And we basically make a binder, like a pâté bois.
Yeah.
Mix that, and then we'll use our screed, and we'll screed all over the floor to fill in all those micro gaps.
Yep, so you're talking about these sort of gaps like this?
Yeah. So it'll fill in all these smaller gaps.
So we end up with a finish like that?
So you end up with this nice uniform finish. It makes the floors easier to maintain.
Yep.
It stops any particles of dust getting back into the gaps and scratching the floor long term. Means your finish lasts longer, looks more uniform. And then once that's dry, I'll sand that off with a 60 grit and then come back in, hoover out, and then brush the floors. And then we'll hand brush all the edges, and then this room will be finished, just like that.
Just like that. A couple of days work, you know. But it is looking unreal, and I think even the pine floors are coming up quite nice as well, which I'm really surprised about, because you didn't think they were going to come up to anything, the state that they were in and the way that they've been left. So we've got them going on as well. So the pine going on out there. And when we're going to be starting on the hallway?
We'll be starting on the hallway at the end of today, early tomorrow morning.
Cool.
The next process here is all about refinement now. And the refinement is, for those floors, it's a little bit more technical, because we've got to capture the correct sawdust from the pine floors to fill the gaps with the same colour of resin. So we'll be capturing the sawdust using the spider, then clearing out every channel in every board, so that there's no dirt from the old life of the floors. And then we'll be screeding that, then we'll sand back all the floors together, and then moving into the hallway, and then coming back and dealing with the next stage in those rooms.
Well, it sounds like fun. I will let you crack on, mate, and I'll go get some work done.
Okay.
See you in a bit.
Cheers.
That's all Chandelier cleaned up, and I can't believe just how clean it's come up. It looks absolutely amazing. A couple of bits I took off and put in the dishwasher, which we found works really well. So the main stem, because I couldn't actually get inside, it was better just chucking it in the dishwasher, and especially the bottom part, because it's got this like chrome inner part. I just took all that off, popped it in, and come out spick and span. So next job is to start cracking on getting all of the little crystals back on, because they've all come up beautiful now as well. And then it's all back together and all ready for when the room's sorted. So I'll crack on with this while everyone else is cracking on with their bits.
Well, it's day 3 on getting the floors sorted, and I have to say they are looking absolutely incredible. So right now, this room is pretty much done. It needs one last going over, and it's what can I say? It just looks out of this world. And who would have thought that these old floors could have came up looking like $1 million, literally, to get something like this and to have to buy something or to have this installed. You are talking the amount we need, it'd be hundreds of thousands. So to have it here and just looking so beautiful, it's worth every penny we spend in getting them actually restored again. But a bit of a different process in these rooms.
Yes, the more technical process for the pine. So yesterday afternoon, if we go backwards a little bit, yesterday afternoon, me and Ray spent the afternoon cleaning out all the channels in the floor. So that means in pine floors, because there's gaps in between each board because of the tongue and groove, you'll get old pins, nails, hair clips. We found all kinds stuck in between the boards. And we have to take everything out, every little stone, every bit of plaster, so that when we come to screed the floor, which is the resin and sawdust mix, it goes into the boards and gives us a uniform finish, and we don't pull out any dirt and debris.
Brilliant.
So we have to really do an intense clean. Then once we've done all that, we hoover the floor a couple of times, we sanded it again to 120 grit to collect that fine dust, and now we're ready this morning, all cleaned out, to make our resin mix, and then to screed that room with the sawdust, and then to screed this room, and that'll fill all the gaps. And then once that's dried later on this afternoon, we'll then come back in with the spider again and then sand it all off. And then it'll be uniform, smooth, and the gaps will be gone.
Sounds like fun. And I hear you've got a new apprentice today.
Yes, we have a new apprentice today, our stair apprentice.
Which is going to be me. So we're going to try and get the stairs done. So Brad's going to show me how to use his wonderful equipment to bring the stairs up from this floor up into our floor, because we're done up there now. So it means that we can actually get it all done. And we need to say as well, Brad's got a YouTube channel, so you can see his interpretation of how you do this as well. So from your point of view, it's a great channel. We'll put a link in the description to check it out, and you'll see it from like his point of view of doing all these floors and lots of other floors as well you've done. Yeah. So we're going to crack on now and get these stairs done.
Cool.
Come on,
okay,
mate.
Let's go. So the sander itself is connected to the hoover and it's on auto start.
Okay.
So you got two buttons on the hoover. You got auto and manual. If it's on auto, because the sander's plugged into it, as soon as you start the sander, the hoover will start.
Cool. So we're not going to get dust everywhere?
No. And give it a second before you start sanding to avoid that as well.
Yeah.
Now, this is a Raz sander. It's a bit of a monster, but it's kind of refined. You've got a handle here, which controls your dust. So if you're in the corner of the stair, you can turn the handle so that it goes up into the corner and all the dust will come into this nozzle and then into there. So as you're going around, if you think you're making more dust, just turn the handle, you can lift it off and you can see where it's going.
Yeah, cool.
So I'll do that first half a tread from the corner and then I'll let you do the second half a tread.
Cool.
Cool?
Yep.
Now what's important to note is that we're using a really coarse 50 grit sandpaper. These are ceramic papers, so they're really heavy papers.
Yeah.
They'll put a heavy scratch pattern in the paper. So don't worry about seeing marks in the wood, because this is just to get the varnish off and to flatten the wood.
Crap.
It's when we get to the next stage up that you start to refine it, and then you start to blemish out the scratches. So this is just about removing material. So I'll put that back on there, flip it over, hand on the front, lift it off, and then trigger, press, and I want it going, and then you can hear the hoover, then you can start sanding.
Okie doke. I will give it a go. too bad.
Yeah, and you can
And you get that
literally
top
see
bit.
the wood through the dirt now.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's actually really beautiful wood as well, isn't it?
Yeah, really nice old oak.
How do I get into these corners?
So
by hand?
the corners, we have different machines, all by Festool again. So we've got 3 other sanders in there. One's a round sander with a 90mm head. Then it has a triangle head for getting into the corners. And then we use hand scrapers for the really tight corners.
Yeah.
But generally what we do is we do the tread first.
Yep.
And then you'll go from halfway down the stairs and come down all your treads.
Yeah.
You'll try and do one process completely.
Cool. And then
Do
go
you-
back over it.
Then go back over it, then do your corners, then do your risers. So you're not sort of picking up 3
Yeah.
different tools for each tread. And
Cool.
you generally be find that that gives you a better flow.
Yep.
And you just end up, you know, coming through the stairs with one machine, one process. And then, so once you've done all your 50 grits, then you go back over them at 60, then go back over them at 80, then do all your corners, and then you've got your treads finished.
Yep.
And then start on your risers.
Cool. I'm looking forward to this. It's quite satisfying. Right, let's crack on. Well, the floors are looking out of this world. So the 401 salon and the 401 wood room, now they're back to the pine, and it's really bright. So the next step for them is going to be to stain them, to get them into a more in-keeping colour with the rest of the floors that we've got and the rest of the wood that we've got around. The blue bedroom, pretty much done. Probably another quick sand over and that's done. We have out here, and a lot of you might remember these floors, you might not, but they were really highly varnished and need a lot of work. So that's been started in here. There's still another couple more processes or stages to go in here, filling the gaps in and then giving it another fine sand over. So loads to do. I'm going to crack on with the stairs. That's going to be a long process. It's hard work. There's a lot to do when it comes to the stairs. You don't actually realise all the actual work that you've got to do to get it done. So that's going to be fun and something to get your teeth into, and it's really rewarding to see it all come back to the beautiful wood. So we're really excited. So much going on. So hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you got the bell click for notifications. And we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
If you'd like to be part of our journey and help restore the chateau, then please join us on Patreon, where you'll be part of our journey, receive a piece of the history, get exclusive videos,